Welcome! I'm Kate, and this is my DIY channel. If you like it, remember to like and share. I would really appreciate it. Enjoy! In this video, I'm going to show you how to round brush your hair like a pro. I highly suggest using some leave-in conditioner and a high quality one. This one's by 11, it's affordable and it works great. Put a few pumps in your hand, rub it together, and then put it through the bottom lengths of your hair. When your hands are almost empty of leave-in conditioner, you're going to start touching the top. And we do this so we don't make our hair greasy. Next, we're going to brush our hair and detangle it. You're going to need a good brush. I suggest a wet brush or a tangle teaser. The type of brush you use daily on your hair does matter. You want one that's not going to pull on your hair too much. I like to brush it all back before I start blow drying. And this is when you would want to put in any extra products like volumizers or mousses that you might have. Just make sure it's a good quality product you're using. And now for the fun part. I like volume in my hair, so I always start by tipping my head upside down and blow drying. So in this part, it is really important that you guys blow dry at least 70% of the moisture out of your hair for a good result at the end. You want your hair to be almost dry before you start round brushing it. The round brushes act like a hot roller, if you can imagine. So I personally wouldn't put hot rollers in soaking wet hair, or it would take forever to dry. So same thing with your round brush. You're going to get really tired really quickly if you don't blow dry it really good first. So you're going to see here, I'm going to keep blow drying and it's going to be almost dry by the time I start round brushing. Okay, so now we're going to give our hair a quick brush just to get any knots out that might have been created while we were blow drying it. And we're going to section our hair. So I always start at the ears there. The bottom width of the section shouldn't be any wider than your brush. And I'll try to show this later in the video so that that makes sense to you. Now you're just going to follow the hairdryer down with the brush and try to face the hairdryer towards the ground. You never want it facing upwards. A helpful thing to remember is the hairdryer arm should always be higher than the arm with the brush in it. That's going to help it be in the right angle so that you're not creating flyaways. If our hairdryer is lower than our brush, then we're going to create flyaways and have a big mess. Here, see? This is what happens when people get the round brush stuck in their hair and they can't figure out why. That's why. Here, lift your arm and follow the brush, and it's nice and smooth, just like a hairstylist would do it. So here's where I'm going to show you how you can tell how big the section should be. So I'm using a big brush so I can use a big section, and that's what I suggest you all do at home if your hair is anywhere near the length of mine. And here's the brush, see, and that's the width of the section. So that makes sure that you get a nice shape out of it, and you can round the bottom really nicely if you want to. If you get really good with it, you can even try curling your hair with the round brush. You'll notice here, when I get to the sides, I really do tend to tilt my head. And that helps me because I don't want to be holding my arm with the hairdryer in it way above my head. That gets really tiring and exhausting. So just tilt your head and work with it. The sides around the ears are really easy, but when you get to the back, you don't want to blow dry the part that you've already blow dried, so that gets a little tricky. I'm going to give you a trick here. When we're getting to the back, we're going to take the hairdryer and we're going to put it between our legs while we grab the next section so it frees our hands up. See, here we go. Now I have my free hands and I can easily grab the next section of hair that I need. So I'm going to grab it, brush it, and then hold the hairdryer over my head, facing the ground, and hold the hairbrush there and just pull it. Now you'll notice I'm actually pulling the hairbrush up towards the ceiling. That's because I want volume in my hair. So we call that over-directing. The more you over-direct your hair, the more volume you're gonna have in it. Here I've got my hairdryer between my legs again so I can grab the next section easily without turning off my hairdryer or putting it on the counter while it's running. So I'm gonna blow dry this section. And at this point, I want to start freezing in this style and making it last a long time. So that's what the cool button's for on your hairdryer. Press it and make the cool air go on your hair for a few seconds in the position that you want it to stay, and that helps your style last all day. It helps protect it from humidity, and if it's a little bit of drizzle outside, I find that if I use a cool shot on each section when I'm done, it really helps keep my style in and keeps the frizz away all day. So I highly recommend you guys start using your cool button. Once the hair heats up, it's open to change. So that's how we add curls. We heat up our hair and we form it. But if you want it to stay a certain way, you need to cool it down while it's still in that form. So you're round brushing it, and I don't show it every time, but I am pressing the cool button on the last time that I take the hairdryer over that brush on every single section. I have it on the cool setting, and that helps my style last all day. And especially for me, since I like volume, it helps keep that volume in all day. So I'm getting close to the top here. This is my second last section. And at this point, I like to really add in a lot of volume. Near the bottom, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But here I like to really start pulling it up, and I like to make sure that, I'm using that cool shot for a good few seconds on every single section here. So that's pretty much all the tips and tricks that you need right now as a beginner for round brushing. So I'm going to let you guys just watch the rest of this. Watch till the end, and if you guys have any questions or any suggestions for me and how I can, show you guys better content, please leave me a comment. I'd really love to hear what you guys have to say. Appreciate it if you liked, commented, and especially subscribe to my channel.